Dean?
Yeah, I actually can feel somatics flowing, which is very cool. This is the first time that I've done this, that I can actually feel the somatics flowing out of my lower back. Must be some kind of emergency going on there.
Yeah.
Never thought of it that way, just never connected, but that's very cool. Yeah.
Yes, this is how Omni works, right?
That's very cool.
Okay.
Something that I experienced as the process was in progress is the hair follicles up here at the back of my neck, on my arms. It was standing on end for through the whole process. And as soon as the process was completed, I just feel the body relaxing, which was actually quite an experience to feel the state of an emergency as it's being handled through OMNI.
It was very interesting. It was one of those really nice, pleasant, sort of correct indications for a lot of people in my space. I suppose I have a different idea of body space. Like for me, the body space of the human body is the entire physical universe. We're composed of the same elements, so the human can actually reach the entire physical universe. So my idea of space is, if I think about body space, it's the entire physical universe, everyone in it, and all my relationships. So when I make the indication or I ask Omni to indicate, I'm doing it in that context. It's not just the body, but I get the body in first and then emanate out from the body to reach everyone that I'm connected with. So that was a nice, pleasant indication for a lot of people.
I must say, as soon as the command was given to Omni, or the postulate that was made, a massive load of charge was released. And I must say, just to observe such a massive form of energy being released is actually quite fascinating to see, but also even more to experience. And that was quite amazing for me.
Well, I love this process because it's like just putting in, the correct indication to the correct people. So I just get this continuous kind of release, line charge release when I do this process. I love it. I think it's brilliant. And so for that on power, I just reached out through all the dimensions of eternity. Then I came back to Earth. I thought, well, there's a lot of people stuck in power here on this planet. That's a bit of a problem, isn't it? So I indicated it to all of them. And then I got into the body and the life source of the body and indicated it to that. And that was me.
Just wanted to say it happens for me, how quickly the charge get handled. I can feel it comes in and then Omni helps it and it just blows so quick. So that was quite a huge phenomena for me, because I could feel all the charge blowing in my body, even in my space. So that was really nice.
I also found that while doing this process, can you hear me? A lot of the beings are, they haven't checked their condition recently. They got into a condition and they haven't adapted to whatever the latest condition is. So they're stuck in that condition. And obviously they're applying the wrong formulas and they're getting the wrong results, and they don't understand why they're getting the wrong results. It's by applying the wrong condition. Very interesting.
Something that I realized or had a nice cog on it is the sense of the unwillingness to transfer power from one point to the other. And the more sticky it got, the crazier it was for me to observe the actual amount of and also size of Omni. And they are just handling it as soon as it comes up. And as soon as it was handled, all of these beings just started to back off again. So that was quite intimidating to see it in action. Sorry, that the cat is also agreeing with me as we're going along.
I suppose I reached out to all beings with that one. And it's very interesting, you know, like if you want to rehabilitate the native state Phaeton, you want to rehabilitate the operating Phaeton, then, you know, well, you've got to rehabilitate successful actions. And of course, when you put in the power change formula, that's what you're doing. You're, you know, essentially taking your successful actions and reducing them down to a concept of experience and knowingness. And then you can move forward with that knowingness. So it doesn't necessarily involve people or mess or objects or delegating to other people. I mean, yeah, that's a good idea. As an OT, you might just put in that power change formula. What is it? It's defining your successful actions, learning from your experience, carrying that forward as knowingness. Now you can actually move on from that cycle and start up a new cycle. So I kind of applied that concept with it. And so that what I ended up with was, how would you say it? Asking OMNI, asking OMNI to indicate a fixed condition of power change to those aspects of OMNI which are stuck in it.
Did it, and then I just started smiling and feeling good. So yeah.
It's like there is alignment, that there's not confusion anymore, that there's more alignment in and around my body as to what is the right condition to be in.
When I got the first indication in, it's like millions of beings flying off from me. And then when I got the second indication in, the way I did it was I asked OMNI to enable all beings in my case to perfectly duplicate their actual ethics condition in present time and correctly indicate it to themselves. And that seemed to work.
Yeah, my situations, I think, aren't as broad. It's more specific. I was on staff for a long time, and there were a lot of incorrectly indicated conditions. And I didn't realize that it was affecting the actual cells in my body, you know, from being, okay, I'm braced, you know, the cells are braced for something. They're just, yeah, you know what I'm saying? They're just like tense. The cells in the body are tense, waiting for something. And that indicating it is releasing that charge. It's like they weren't in those conditions. You know, I wasn't in those conditions. They were, it was, well, I guess basically suppressive. And looking at it from that viewpoint is pretty amazing for me. Yeah, that's really a lot of charge there. I tend to want to look at it more. When I get the indication, then I want to examine it more.
When I look at the condition, I have a viewpoint. And when I ask OMNI to assign a condition, they assign a different condition. And it seems that their condition is from a pan-determined viewpoint. So where when I look at the condition, it's maybe from a self-determined viewpoint. So I assume the pan-determined condition is the correct one, where the self-determined condition is maybe skewed.
I had a similar kind of experience. If I was assigning the condition myself, well, it wouldn't have been a very good condition because I'm looking at my physical world circumstances, which in fact are in the process of change, but I never looked at it in the way of the condition I got on this process, I got a different condition, and it was a very different perspective and more validating for me as a person, as a thetan. So it's kind of, I got the theta level consideration rather than my MEST consideration. So I can kind of follow what you've been saying there, and I've had a similar experience.
So with this last section, I must say, hey, something keyed in, blew a big chunk of charge, and then as soon as the process of asking Omni to apply the correct condition or indicate it, then it was almost like in a sense of confusion, and but yet so for me personally a high understanding for the reason why the condition is actually higher than what I'm observing.
I missed the first seminar, so I did it from the video, and it was just continuous line charge, continuous release all the way through the process. And I indicated all the conditions, or, you know, via Omni, but indicated all the conditions. So, yeah, so I really find it a very interesting theta level of operating.